You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Real World After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Real World After Show.
Yo, what up, AfterBuzzers? Bing is for doing, and we are doing another AfterBuzz TV After Show for the Real World. St. Thomas, Season 27, Episode 8 of Vice and Men. Whew, it's hot as a bitch up in here.
That's true.
I am just...
92 degrees out today.
Yes.
There ain't nothing. Come to Vegas, 115.
No,
Yeah.
none of that. We are in studio again. Roxy Striar joining us.
Yeah.
Is that your new intro?
I don't know. I couldn't think of anything better.
Let's work on it.
Okay, I'll think for next week.
All right. Back with us, joining us back from Vegas, the one, the only, certainly Roy Garrett.
What's up, man? I'm in the building.
Now, you're rocking your what? What shirt we got going on here?
Oh, this right here is lean body run like you stole something.
Hashtag it, lean body, Roy.
I sell these for $100 a piece.
Well, good luck with that.
He done sold one so far.
To himself. All right. Also back joining us, we have Nehemiah Clark.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Repping Bob Marley tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nice. All right. We got now. Last week we had Roxy's sister here as our studio
What
guest.
she look like?
That's what I'm about to say.
She's 16. Mm-hmm.
Like a mini Roxy.
No, we still want to know what she look like. If she look like.
I mean, you can
What
wait a
look
couple
like?
years.
I can't listen.
What's that, like 2 more years? Yeah. And then tonight we have Roxy's brother in studio with us. He's going to be our studio
What do
guest.
you look like? Oh, there you go.
All right. Question. We'll call you Swift. We'll call you Swift for the night.
That's right.
On the line, we have our favorite phone caller, Steve, the Steamer. What up, Steve?
Not much. How you guys doing?
We're doing good. Glad to see Leroy back in studio.
Yeah, my favorite co-host by far.
What's up, Steamer? How you been, man?
I think that burned. Ouch.
Well, it did. Well, no. Wait, it was
Don't take it
more
personally.
burning
That's
at
how
him.
good Leroy is.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Steve.
Steamer's got this little thing going on against it. Anyways, all right. Let's just talk about this. Let's talk about Brandon, because we haven't talked about Brandon for a few weeks now. Now you're rooting for this because, as the alcoholic you are.
I know it's wrong, but if he can keep it in check, what's wrong with him drinking?
Agreed.
I'm sorry. I know he is an alcoholic, and I put that in quotes because you are what you say. He's the one who's claiming he is an alcoholic, and he was saying he's an alcoholic not because he drank too often, but because when he drank, he did things that he didn't like what he was doing. But if he can drink and do things that he does like, then does he have a problem?
Okay, well, my thing is when you have to explain your drinking of alcohol to that point,
Right.
I think you have a problem.
He definitely does have a problem.
Oh.
The thing with it is he didn't even have to drink. Like, he needs to learn to close deals without having to drink with girls.
Right.
You know what I mean?
agree with that.
I would have told her, I'd be like, listen, if somebody tells me that they're alcoholic, I take that serious, so I'm not going to try to force. He didn't tell her that he was alcoholic, did he? He just said he don't drink.
Right.
So I think if he'd have told her that he didn't drink, that he's struggling with alcoholism, then he'd been straight.
I mean, I'm sure she got that.
Yeah.
He was really like, no, seriously, bad things will happen. But yeah, I mean, I thought she was a complete bitch. I mean,
Right.
I would never do that to somebody if they were trying to stay sober. But at the same time, I get why she wanted to drink. It's a little awkward. Like, you're going over to their house. They live on an island. It's not like you can even get off. So she was like, where's the liquor store? So if she wanted to drink, I get that. But she totally pushed it on him.
The trip
But
part is...
you let them drink. Like, you don't have to
Right,
drink.
exactly.
She could have still had her fun, and he could have been strong in that situation.
For a minute there, didn't even look like they was going to hook up. They was wrestling. I was like, if this fool broke not drinking to wrestle with this chick, you see how they was playing around for like hours?
So do you feel that she she felt I need to get this boy drunk if I want him to fuck me.
I would have told her I don't need to be.
No,
drunk.
I know it. You would have told him.
Neither one of us would be
We
drunk.
don't know. He what if he was all uptight?
Right,
throughout
that's
that whole
what I'm
situation?
basically
Through the
asking.
editing, you know, she's like, you need a drink. So all we see is her telling him like, you need a drink,
And she
But
looks like a
then
bitch.
He's not really telling her, no, I'm not drinking. He
Until-
likes that. He likes that. That's what he
Right.
said. I want a bad girl.
And then we see him talking later to the camera, and he's like, but I didn't want it. But to her, he's like, this is a bad idea.
Right.
Like, kind of being playful
Right,
with it.
exactly.
Yeah, like you're saying, he wasn't like, stop, I'm an alcoholic. Like, I cannot do this.
The good part is that he didn't do nothing crazy.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
You
So
know,
if you can
so-
keep it in check.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I agree with you to a point. I agree, yes, you can drink as long as you're going to keep it in check, but I preferred when he chose to do that at Senior Frogs at the end, when he was like, you know what, I'm going to drink today, I'm just going to keep it under, wraps.
Could have been doing that the whole season.
Right.
However, when you start drinking because of peer pressure, which I felt that's what she was doing, like, to me, that's the moment where you should be saying, no, I'm not going to do it because no one else is going to tell me or make me feel like I have to do something.
Right.
When you can fight that, then
Well, you have to fight that. That's something that you're going to have to fight. He's going to be in
But
that
which he
position
didn't.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
of course, especially on the show.
Especially on the show.
I
But
would
he-
just-
He's in a hard situation because he's doing the real world where, it's based around drinking.
Right.
And now he's dealing with this. So it's like,
It's the wrong place to try to go
it's
sober.
the wrong
Why?
place.
Why would he try to? I mean, I don't understand. Did that ever happen with anybody?
well, some people are saying that they think he tried to do it because it gives him a plot. It gives him a storyline of, kind of look at me, poor me type, which we have kind of brought that up with Brandon sometimes. I mean, at the beginning, the kill, kill, kill thing, that was kind of crazy.
In the Notebook.
Yeah,
Right.
it just kind of at first he seemed like he was screaming out for attention, and then always being away from the guys, like, oh, they all have muscles and they're strong, and they all
I get
have
that a lot.
girls.
A whole lot of people.
All right, let's hand claps for Leroy.
And the bullshit dog comes back.
Do we have a bullshit dog?
Where is it?
I ain't got no money, I'm broke.
Hello?
All right, then he spent it all on this check.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. With Brandon, this situation, I kind of felt where the team was riding with him as far as like the whole Easter dinner thing. But I guess it's really not their place to really be like, look, dude.
No, man, you're enjoying yourself. The last thing you want to do is deal with that type of situation. You know what I mean? Like, you do the real world, you don't have to deal with addictions, or all you want to do is smoke. You know what I mean?
Ew, oh my
You just want to
God.
drink. You just want to have fun. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you don't want to be
Including
dealing with
sound
like,
effects.
we went through that on my season. Well, kind of went through that. That was like the first episode with me and Johanna, when she went all crazy, and then she was like, "Look, can you just kind of watch me a little bit?" And then I tried to, and that's when she attacked me in the club, and then that whole situation when Danny got hit. That was all based around me and Johanna, like me trying to help Johanna through
Right.
an alcohol situation, but.
What about how he was like, but then Rob kind of reprimanded me and was yelling at me, and then to
not
flash
gonna
to
daddy
Rob.
ya.
Yeah, but then it's flashed to Rob, and Rob, he wasn't screaming at him. He was just like,
Right.
really? I think that's a good friend thing to do. I don't think he was
Right.
overstepping
who
his
knows what
boundaries
was
at all.
edited out with
Right.
that.
Well, they should though, because he was breaking a bunch of shit throughout the season.
Right.
You know what I mean? So somebody should say something. But I liked him at the end. Like when we was watching, I was like, damn, I would party with him the way he was acting. But
Yeah, he's cool. You want to get behind him and get free shots.
No, cool. I mean,
He's like, you're with me. You got a drink. I was like, I'm with you.
right,
Pick me.
raise your hand.
I'm done with that. All right.
And when he gave the shout out to Boston Girls, that was my favorite moment of the episode. He's like, I miss the
Boston.
Boston Girls.
However, we did kind of, I think it was your brother who shamed him for saying, what's crack-a-lacking?
Yeah, the phone call.
That's not Boston.
That's-
Don't ever do that.
That's not Boston.
Not good looks for Boston.
You can use wicked. but
Yo,
that's
what's
fine.
crack-a-lacking, dog?
People don't even use crack-a-lacking no more.
No, what is
That's like West Coast. Like some Snoop Dogg was crack-a-lacking.
But old West Coast.
There we go.
Crack-a-lacking. Yeah.
So then we move into the bigger storyline. We have Max is coming to town. Is that right over there? We have Max coming to town. Now, with the whole situation, here's Rob. And I think it was you that said you kind of side with what Marie was doing. Rob had his girl from back home. She was going to come. He ends up saying, you know what? I kind of like Marie.
Talking about girlfriend from back at home?
Okay,
Or
he
just-
met her like 2 weeks before.
But seems like one of those guys who like quickly gets attached and
Like he said, this girl changed my life.
Now
As soon as he meets
you
Marie,
know
he's
what?
like, this girl changed my life.
Nowadays, on these past couple real worlds, everybody been falling in love like after 2 weeks. so it doesn't surprise me.
And they're all gonna get married and have happy lives, right?
Yeah,
That's how it goes.
Well, okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I know how you went into the real world. Exactly. Explain your stance on going into the real world and falling in love.
Well, you know what?
Can you really blame them for?
No, because you're around these people all day, every day. So I can see where you can start liking somebody, but to the point to where you like punching yourself, burning yourself.
Yeah.
That's when it gets out of hand.
Right, and you were saying it just fast forwards your relationship because you
Yeah.
don't usually just like,
Exactly.
you know, you usually date and then maybe whatever, but they're just moving in together.
Yeah, to see like somebody that you hooking up with, going to hook up with somebody else on the street. I mean, I can understand where you could be a little salty about it, but at the same time, that's where you got to fall back and be like, you know what? I've only known this person for like 3 weeks.
Right.
So
Right.
who am I to say, you know, who they hook up with or whatever?
But then again, they sleep together every single night, you know, like if she's going to go out and hook up with somebody and then go crawl into his bed.
Point blank, hooking up with anybody on the real world or any type of reality TV show is playing with fire. It always ends bad.
Agreed. What was your stance going into it?
Well,
I mean-
I broke up with my girlfriend right before I got on the show, so that was my stance. You know, it was like it's a whole new chapter, and it's like you're only there for 3 months.
Right.
So sometimes getting into that relationship, you know, it's like you start to get content with staying home and doing little stuff like that versus going out and exploring and, you know, really getting involved with the other roommates because you're in the house with other people. On my season, we had Danny and Melinda, and like we would talk to them, but then not really, you know what I mean? So it's like, why even want to do that?
Yeah, couples tend to like separate themselves from everybody else.
And I feel like that's the biggest issue here because, I mean, here we have two couples who one of them always wants to stay home. The other two are always out going and getting drunk. And then you have the other three who are like, should we hook up or shouldn't we? I mean, everyone else is doing it.
Well, Trey is just lame. Laura without Trey is a rager. She has a great time. So, I mean, in that situation, it's annoying because you don't want to see them stay home because Trey wants to stay home. But at least with Rob and Marie, they're going out. Even if they're hooking up, they're going out with everybody.
Well, so going back to my question is, do you think it was, what's your stance on Marie inviting Max, like not canceling him coming? I mean, Rob did it for her.
I think she did what she should have done in that situation.
You
know?
think it's fine?
I think it's. I mean, but we
I
don't really
actually
know-
agree with you.
Yeah.
And why? But why? I want to hear your
Well,
stance
let's
on
just
why.
say, for instance, she didn't tell him not to tell his other girl not to come, and he just did it upon himself. It's like, well, I didn't tell you to do that. I still got this person coming. You know, like this wasn't something that we arranged.
Right.
You know, so we don't really know the basis of their relationship. Really, we only know what we're shown. Because what if they have that type of relationship? You know.
I don't
And
know
what do you
what's
think?
I don't know what's right, but just to play devil's advocate, and I think what I think, is that it's fucked up. I mean, she knows that he called his girl from home, and he had her. She was all booked. Like she bought her plane tickets. She had her place that she was staying. You know, she had bought everything, and he's like, "Listen, I know you dropped thousands of dollars on this,
It's a little bad karma for him then.
but sorry,
Came back to him.
but cancel it." And then, and she had just met this guy Max on the island one time they hooked up, and instead of calling him and showing the same courtesy, she was like, "Nah, I'm just not gonna deal with it."
Yeah, she kind of wrong for that.
Right. So I thought that was kind of messed up. I mean, if she knew Max was still gonna come, she shouldn't have made such a big deal about the fact that his girl was gonna come too, because she was so sour about that.
She was. But at the same time, where I'm going to kind of agree with you, Nehemiah, is it kind of puts the stance down. I mean, we saw that at the end of it, she went on the date with him. She realized, you know what, I'm really not even feeling this. And
Right.
it actually
Right.
kind of made their relationship stronger, where the past 3 weeks, it's been kind of up and down and not really knowing what to do with each other.
But it did, so it did help. But you know, if Rob was a different kind of guy, if he watched her go out on a date, he would have been like, "That's fine, do your thing, but I'm not gonna sit here and talk to you on this curb while we're at the club," because he's inside there. Like, you know, most guys I feel like would be like, "Bye." Like, okay,
Hell
do your
yeah.
thing. I'm gonna do my
Sure.
thing. But he sat around and waited, which she probably knew he was gonna do.
That's why she had him come.
Right, exactly.
It's like, come on, you know what you can get away with in a
Exactly.
relationship. She knows she can have her cake and eat it too.
Exactly.
So why not? You know?
I agree.
In this situation, obviously we're not talking about regular life, but you know,
Right.
it's like
Yeah, no. Oh, I just agreed with like cheating and all that bad stuff. No.
See, the difference is,
Put
it's
him
like
on
when you get
foot
on
down.
the show and you're just with this person, like a lot of times how she had him come, you don't even get a chance to be with other people to know that this person because you're spending all your time with them.
Right.
In the
Right.
regular world, we go on dates.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, they don't know about nothing. This is a really good person. So you need that contrast. And he's not getting it. He's just
Well
like,
spoken.
Is it hard to go from being on the real world
Words
to
from
dating
Nehemiah.
in real, like the actual life, not real world?
I never dated on the real world or in real life.
He just smashed.
it's hard in the beginning when you're recognizing. You're like, why are you talking to me now? And you go from people not talking to you to people like, oh, you're so hot. It's like, come on, I know why you're saying that. So it's a little harder to date, especially you're traveling and you're in the bars, and there's no reason to date right after. You gotta get that out of your system.
There's no need to date till after 30s.
There you go.
Yeah.
You guys just drop wisdom on us all the time, guys. Thanks for coming in the studio.
30s is the new 20s for men, so we don't date till after the 30s, man.
Oh, God.
Steamer, what did you think about the whole Rob Marie situation? Did you think anything?
Yeah, I agree with Nehemiah. Like, just in general, like, I felt like Marie was wrong in what she did. Like, she should just cancel it off on him. Just after what Rob did, like, it was just kind of low for her to go along with the whole Max thing.
True story.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, so she goes on this date. She ends up bringing LaToya, and she ends up kind of just pawning Max off on LaToya.
Right, left her there.
That was kind of rude.
But I couldn't tell. They had that whole plan beforehand, and I think with editing we didn't know what exactly was going on. But I think that LaToya was like, "Listen, I'll come, then you leave."
But why do you even need somebody to come on a date with you?
Or wouldn't it make more sense if LaToya met up with her and was like, "Hey, I need you to
go."
Yeah,
that
the both bounced. I don't
See,
care.
look at that.
That doesn't make sense.
Right.
Like, hey, I'm going to be on this date. You're going to come. You're going to sit down, and then I'm going to leave.
Marie's like, I have to go because I have work early. LaToya works with her, so it looked like totally made up.
Do you think that, say if Marie would have never tripped about LaToya going out with this dude, do you think she'd have eventually hooked up with him?
Yeah.
So do you think she really liked him like that, or she just like she thought he was cute?
I think
Wait. You're saying Marie or LaToya?
He's saying would LaToya have hooked up with him with Max if Marie hadn't
Nope.
Yeah, I don't think she was really into him like that neither.
And here's what I want to throw out there, because LaToya kind of called it out while they're sitting there ordering, which, by the way, shameless Subway promotion for online ordering. Who knew?
Right?
I didn't know.
And funny, they didn't even get Subway cards. I know you guys, I know in your season you guys got.
Yeah.
You had Subway cards?
Mm-hmm.
These people
I
didn't
still get them to this day.
Like unlimited?
Oh, really?
I'm endorsed.
These people
Lean
didn't
body
get
Subway.
These people didn't get anything. They got the smallest allowance out of every season, and no gift cards to get food or anything.
You know what was dope about the season? They got a taxi cab boat.
Yeah.
No, they hated that because you had to wait for the boat. If someone took the boat out, everyone had to stay on the island, and the boat stopped at a certain
What are you talking about? She loves Lil Ricky.
Right. Well, LaToya liked this little boy that was running
little
the
light-skinned
boat.
dude.
Yeah. Who had a wife, but that didn't work out for her. So, but anyway, so here's what I'm saying. I kind of feel like while they're ordering their Subway, I feel like Laura is unhappy with Trey, so she sees Max and kind of is feeling Max. Laura is feeling Max. So, but she knows, well, if I go towards Max, that
You think Laura
that's going to cancel everything with
seen
Trey, so let me pawn LaToya off on her. Because if you notice, anywhere LaToya went with Max, Laura was with her, and she was the one kind of initiating the dating.
Max and Trey have the same kind of look,
Exactly.
so I could see that for sure. But I don't know. I just think that he was a cute guy, and all three of them just thought he was a hot guy. So any of them, on any circumstance, would have hooked up with him. But Maria was just the first to do it.
When girls say guys are hot, does that mean they'll hook up with them? Or
Right.
I mean, if you're single and these girls are girls that do hook up, then yeah.
Well, LaToya claims that she's not that kind of girl.
She says she doesn't.
All girls claim they're not that type of girl.
That's true.
Then they taking a walk of shame. Well, I really don't do this neither.
There's some girls out there that are really like that, believe it or not. They just don't go home with you. No, but I think
they do it. They do it in the car. They do it at the bar. I'm not going home with you, but I do it in that bathroom. All right.
ridiculous.
Guess that'll work.
No, but I'm saying
Save me the trouble.
Just because she's not the kind of girl that sleeps with random dudes doesn't mean she's not gonna hook up with a guy. Like she can make out with Max at the bar or whatever. And I think that if Marie hadn't, she definitely would have.
I think if Max would have put the moves on her, she would have.
Yeah, but he wasn't at all, or at least we didn't see it.
Nah.
If I was him, I would have just to be a dirtbag since she played him out so bad like
that. Yeah, Max wasn't
guys.
pissed at all. He didn't, or we didn't see him say anything. If I were him, I would have been like, seriously, F off.
Yeah, and not a guy with LaToya.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't. I kind of feel like. I mean, you guys know. You've seen yourselves being edited before. I kind of feel like they edit it a little bit to make it seem like LaToya was feeling him a little
Yeah,
more.
when
I
you
agree
see,
with
especially
that.
when you see
I
the
agree with
commercials.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because even at the end of it, at the beginning of it, she was like, I'm not going to do that to her. Like, that's my
Right.
girl.
Right.
And
we
then it was
never-
Marie that blew
That's
up.
true. Very
We
true.
never have shots of her whenever she looks like she's gazing over. It's never them two in the same shot.
Right.
Actually, her looking
Right.
at Max.
So
you don't even know what she's looking at.
So what is it, Marie? As she's watching the show, is it Marie?
Yeah.
As she's watching the show, she should be able to read in between the lines and see.
Well, I mean, at the end of it, I mean, we know today the only people Marie talks to is LaToya and Swift.
Right.
From the show. So her and LaToya are still close.
Even when we had that like sidebar with LaToya, she was like, I look good tonight and I'm dancing, so I'm going to dance with him. But she didn't even say his name. Like, who knows who she was even
Right.
talking
Right.
about.
And there were no scenes
Yeah, they
of
are
them
good for
dancing.
the.
Right.
No.
I must be lucky because I never even watched the show. It's like, damn, man, I can't believe they edited me like that. Like, I felt like everything that they showed on me was what I did. What about you?
You kept it pretty real.
No, not even that. Just like, I could like, oh, man, they kind of like switched it up a little bit.
More so on the challenges.
Yeah.
I can
More
see
so on the
that one.
challenges than on
And
my
you know
show.
another edit that I wonder about the whole Brandon and that girl Kristen. I noticed they did a little voiceover when they were in the liquor store. She said, "I'm gonna get you drunk." They didn't show her saying it. I honestly feel like it was the same clip from at the beginning when she was like, "I want to see you drunk at the bar."
Probably so.
And so I'm just kind of wondering if she was really pressuring him
Maybe she was thinking
as
that.
much.
Yeah, she could only said it. She could only said it twice, but they showed it 7 times.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know what? This is what I hate when people from the real world or these challenges, any reality TV show, complain about the edit. This is what you sign.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is what you sign. So when you get that packet or the contract, all you thinking about is how much money you're gonna get paid and I'm gonna be on TV. You don't think like they could it says it in the contract. They can edit you however they want. They own you.
But
It's a wrap.
the thing is you are in control of your actions.
Exactly.
Right.
You give them, they can't make you do something or have a
Right.
video of you doing something that you didn't do. So you're doing all that stuff, and then you just get upset that they showed it that way, or maybe like made it a little bit more extreme,
Right.
But you're doing
With
all
the
that
music
stuff.
and all the
or
stuff.
even
Yeah.
when you're doing your interview and they asking you a question, you gotta like kind of sit there and think about how you're gonna
Right.
say it. You know what I
Right.
mean? So or you like, no comment.
Is that how it works? So when you guys are in that room, there's somebody asking you questions? Like, do they pull you down at different times? or
Yeah,
what?
it depends on whether it's like in the real world you have a confessional room where you go into and you just talk in front of a camera like this
Whenever you want,
and
you
say
just
whatever
walk
you
in.
want.
Sometimes
but the
they
other
make
ones,
you.
Oh, sometimes they make
yeah, for the confessionals, and the other ones are interviews you do every week that they go over what happened throughout that week. It'll be like a producer sitting here, you looking into the camera, and they talking like, all right, so go back in the present tense and talk about blah 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 blah. And you gotta make it seem as if you gotta speak like it's happening today. Like well,
Right.
today we went to so and so, even though this was a week ago. But they'll ask you questions like, so would you hook up with LaToya? And then however you respond off of it is what they're gonna use. So you gotta be very careful how you say it.
Yeah.
Got to be smart. I mean, all these kids are going in there trying to portray something. It's like, well, do it all the way.
Or just
know?
just saying whatever the hell they feel like, and then that's what's gonna get you that edit. You know what I mean? They're gonna use that, or they'll just
Yeah.
use a soundbite of it. So I mean, I feel like there's really no way of getting around that edit. But like he said, they're only gonna use what you give them.
And for this show, for the real world, I think that I'll give them the most credit. I think that they do it the least out of most shows where they really change the editing around.
Yeah.
Really?
I think so. They don't really interact with us when we're shooting. They don't try to. I don't know how
Never.
it is now, but I know when I shot mine, it's very professional. You can't talk to anyone. So you have this camera guy in your face for 4 months. You don't know his name. You've never even heard him speak. And
Yeah.
you're just like, there's
That's
a
how
wall
it was
there.
with us too. They never spoke at all. And if you got you couldn't even talk about production, or they will fine you because you got the microphones on where they can hear everything you saying. So if you like, yo, I want, this camera girl look good, or whoop whoop whoop, they're like, all right, it's a phone that's inside the house. It's called the bat phone, and the producers will call the phone like, yo, stop talking about production.
Wait, last week we were talking about, I wanted clarification because something happened and I was like, yo, they definitely would have shown because Swift was saying he hooked up with LaToya.
Oh, here we
and
go.
I said,
This is good.
I don't think that happened or we would have seen it. And I thought that, I think you said it, Leroy, that they can't film you guys in a room though
If
if
you're-
you're naked.
Yeah, like if you having sex, like look at some of these reality TV shows when they show people when they're under the covers. You could just be under the covers kissing, but to America it's gonna look like you're
Right,
having
but-
sex. But if you're having sex butt naked on the bed, that's porn. They can't show that.
Right, I'm saying the only way that they could have hooked up and MTV didn't show it is if they got in the room and literally stripped all their clothes immediately.
Nothing. Like they
Like,
walk to the bed
yeah.
butt naked because you have
Yeah.
to start somewhere.
Right.
So they don't even show them
Literally, the
No.
one clip that they showed was
Them
just
walking into
a
a
room and just the door shuts. But I mean, we don't know what room that was. Or...
But MTV would have followed them, right?
No, it depends on what room
It was inside the house?
Yeah, into a bedroom.
I'm surprised they have doors.
No, it wasn't a bedroom. That's what I'm saying. We don't
it
know
wasn't
what
even-
room it
we
was.
just-
So he's saying that he had sex with her.
He said that they hooked up twice, 2 times, and the cameras didn't catch anything other than just a door shut.
I don't know, man. There's cameras everywhere. They got hidden cameras, microphones, so it's kind of hard to get away with
Right, that's
anything.
what I'm saying. We definitely would have seen it if they did hook up twice.
But I mean,
and she completely
then
denied
again, there
it.
are places. I mean, they're in another country, so maybe they could have snuck off somewhere. Who knows?
That's true.
And so, have y'all spoke to her?
We have not spoken to her.
We need to
actually,
get
yet.
LaToya
We're
on the
gonna-
line.
we're
Yeah,
gonna
we
get
do.
LaToya.
Please.
Girl,
We need to
we
get
gotta-
both
Hey,
sides
can
of
we
the
call
story.
LaToya?
I'm gonna put her on the hotline.
Yeah.
All right, so basically, LaToya ends up going to the carnival with Max and with Marie and Swift, and we go back to last week's topic of LaToya saying, "You know, Marie, it's not really me you gotta worry about. It's Swift."
Stealing your man.
And Swift, we're not saying anything.
Hold on, what? They think he's gay?
Oh, you
They
missed that
joke
whole-
about
They
they
joke about it, and he's
it.
very, very sensitive. I mean, very, very sensitive about
Really?
it.
Like somebody calling him gay is like the worst thing you could say
What
to him for something.
what has he done
As
to
far
make
as being
someone
gay.
say to make someone say that? Because then like, you
he
gotta give him
literally
something.
like put his dick in Rob's face while Rob was bent over doing something, like tying
Did
something.
they start fighting?
No, Rob. no, Rob.
That's some shit that'll get your ass
Rob
beat.
was
Sorry
just
about
like-
the cursing, but that's got me hot. Like, he did what?
Rob
Hold
was
on,
just
man.
like, get your dick out of my face. Like, what are you doing?
Did he move it out the way? Like, get that out of here. 'Cause that was the gay move by both of them.
Yeah, and then his hand lingered a little longer. Get that out of here.
What is this?
Wow.
I mean, that, and then apparently they don't really show it. It just popped out of nowhere. No pun included.
Literally.
We didn't see it at all.
But apparently Trey has this running joke with Swift, and LaToya laughed at it, and Swift didn't get mad at Trey, but got mad at LaToya for laughing
And
at
at 4 a.m, woke her up and was like, yo, if you call me gay one
Yeah,
more time or
I
laugh
seen
about
that.
it, I'm going to kill you.
He was thinking about it all
The
night.
thing is, like,
I'm not gay.
yeah, right. The thing is, like, to do something like that, I mean, first of all,
It kind of makes you look more gay.
yeah, and then, like, I don't understand how Rob didn't punch him. Most definitely, like, I got sent home. Like, that's like,
I made a crank call to him one time.
yeah. He called-
Oh wait, this is an AfterBuzz exclusive.
So-
Guys.
I crank called him. Go ahead. You
he prank called me and was like,
AfterBuzz TV exclusive.
told me that I was like, he's like, yo, this is so and so. I got I was out here living in LA. He said that he got some work on set doing whatever. And I was trying to get a job. I'm like, doing what? He's like, well, it's gonna be for like a gay porno or whatever. But you just got to work on the set. I was like, look, man, who gave you my number? He's like, Tyree did.
It's just a Dustin.
And he said Tyree gave him his number. On my head, I'm like, I'm about to kill Tyree. So I'm like, hold up, man, I ain't about to work on no set. And I was like, well, how much is it? And so then he's like, cause he's like, what he did, he's like, you ain't gotta do like touch no dudes, nothing like that. All you gotta do is do some PA work. You ain't gotta be involved. You ain't gotta see nothing. He's like, it's gonna be like $1,500 a week cash. I was like, bet.
shit.
And then he started digging into like, well, it's gonna be a little more than that. And I got mad, like offended. Like, look, don't ever call
got
my
mad
phone
for
again. I
real.
got heated. Then I called Tyree and was like cussing him out, ready to fight him. He was like, hold up, bro. Who told you I gave you this number? This and that. Whole time it was him. Acting as a producer.
See,
It
those
was
are the
good.
kind of pranks we need them to do in the real world.
Yeah.
'cause
Yeah.
This, I'm so mad at that.
Oh man. I didn't got everybody.
This season has been kind of want with the.
They just had that fish.
I got
Yeah.
Naomi.
Only prank.
I got Naomi good. I told
Oh.
her that I was a producer from BMP and that I wanted her to move out here, her and Nani, and I got them a job as like, I'm gonna give them their own reality TV show, right? The whole time she was talking about how much she hated me. And I'm on the phone disguising my voice, and I'm just like, why you keep bringing up Leroy? She's like, I hate him, and this and that. I was like, well, we got you your own show. We was gonna give it to Mike and Leroy, but it's for you. And she just went off. And then I called her and told her it was me, and she didn't talk to me for like a month. She was pissed.
I was there.
We was in Vegas.
The more you know,
Yeah.
guys. All right, so before we get into our final topic, I want to shout out to you guys, everyone who watches us. I know the YouTube videos have been down for a while. We apologize, but they're back up. Make
We
sure
back,
after you guys
baby.
watch us on YouTube, you guys head over to iTunes, subscribe to us, rate and download. We need to get the real world at number one.
That's 5
and-
stars. Number 1, 5 stars.
Is that what it is? 5 stars?
No, but you have to rate us.
No, I know. I'm just teasing.
Overall, I get a season a thumbs up. I like it.
It is a good
That's what I'm
season.
saying.
But wait,
I'm into the
I
season.
do got to give a couple
Better
shout
than
outs.
San Diego.
So if you
word.
guys leave a comment from now on, we'll give you guys a shout out. So please go to iTunes, rate, comment, subscribe. I want to give a shout out to Joe Abderson, Oriole 66. You guzzle that
What
girl.
was that? That sound like a commercial.
Oriole
I want to
66.
take you on a date.
And Gambit 2304. Thank you guys so much. And Watchtower Base will give you a shout out too. Make sure you guys rate, subscribe, comment on iTunes. Okay. Now, Marie LaToya, they're back in this fight. But I do want to say
Yeah.
this. The one thing that I did like that Marie said to Rob, I thought it was funny when Rob, mentioned he was... Go ahead. I know, because you looked at me and said
It was
that.
so cute. He was like, "You were being so nice to me," and she was like, "I know, because I had to show you where my head was."
Yeah,
And it was so cute, and I have the softest spot for
that
Rob.
was a good line she dropped.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you want to give a little shout out to Rob, actually? Seeing
No,
he's
I
single?
can't. I'm too embarrassed. I crushed
I want to
on
give a
him
shout out to
little.
her for dropping that line on him like that.
That was
like right off the top of the dome, and it felt sincere.
Yeah, it
Yeah, she did,
did.
you know?
Yeah,
And she was
good.
talking about it before. She was like, "Seriously, I can't lose him. Like, I'd be so pissed. We love each other. We love each other." But now they don't talk.
That's how it goes.
Now,
Yeah, now they
Well,
don't.
we don't know what happens to lead up to that. I mean, honestly, I do think that these two actually do have. I think they have a good chemistry when they are together. Even when they're mad at each other, it's still like they act like they've been married for.
Yeah.
right. Sometimes, man, like when those relationships happen on these seasons, it kind of takes away from your experience on the show because they be so up under each other so much that everything else is going around. They don't really get the chance. I mean, they enjoy it together, but it's like I want to enjoy everything with all 6, 7
everybody.
roommates. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
And then most of it becomes about that. Like you start doing your interviews and they're asking you all about these people.
yeah,
It's
you're like I don't want to talk about this. Let's talk about me.
Yeah.
Well, because I mean, at I mean, Marie and them, the only two that really alienated themselves was Trey and Laura.
But not even Laura. Laura will still go out sometimes. Trey just doesn't want to leave the house ever.
In my head, I feel like when they get there to the show or when they get to filming, you should think back before you were on the real world, like what you would do if you made the show. Because once they get there, it's just like, damn, now you all fell in love. What happened to this, like the person that they casted that was all about having fun
Right.
and I'm not here for love and I
Right.
want to do this and that. Then they get on the show and it's just like,
Yeah, but doesn't MTV love that?
I don't know what MTV loves anymore, man.
right.
Because
I
I
don't
feel like the more the seasons go on, I feel like they really stretch for these relationships. I mean, even with the challenges for them to go and battle the exes.
I think for viewer wise, it's a little bit. There's more to it versus just random people. Someone that is in the house that's a cast member, and you have this type of relationship, they can get more out of a TV show from it.
Right.
So TV show wise, yes, but is it as entertaining? I don't think so. Not in this kind of capacity.
I definitely like to see the people breaking stuff. I hated it when I was filming and Adam was doing it, but to watch it on TV, like that's what people want to see. You don't want to see people
coupled up. It's
all
like,
day.
Because when you're watching these shows, you put yourself in that situation. Like if I was there, I would be doing this.
Right.
So when you actually watch someone doing the stuff that you say you would do, it
Right.
makes you want to watch. Like
Yeah.
that's it. Like yo, that's why I mess with Leroy. You know what I'm saying? He doing everything that I would be doing. Or it's more like that. When you see people cupcake, you're like, come on now.
That's why I
What are
like
you
my
doing?
Boston boy, because I'm like, maybe if he was my friend, I would want him to get better and not be drinking. But watching him on it, I'm like, that's what I'd be doing. I'd want to go out and have a good time.
Who's your favorite?
I love my Rob.
You love Rob?
I love him.
Jesse?
He's so cute.
I gotta.
That's
Go,
it.
I think I gotta go with Marie.
Marie's cool.
I just think she'd be really fun to party with.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Alright.
no sad. I feel like I used to be Brandon, but I feel like I just don't want to be
Yeah.
there that night that he does drink too much, and
Brandon's
you have to
cool
like
too.
deal with the emotional stress.
I want to
after.
party with Brandon.
Do you?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you get the wild out, that's on him. That's why I look at it like, hey man, we came here as adults. You acting a fool. It was a good night.
Yeah. I wanna
Sorry, you
party-
gotta go to
I wanna
jail.
Party with
My
LaToya.
bad. Well, there you go.
Yeah, for a different reason.
No, but truthfully, when
She's
you
cool,
watch
though.
the show, you watch people who make sense in a lot of situations, and the stuff that she said made sense in a lot
Man,
of
beat
situations.
it,
Well-
nerd. He want to beat. So yeah, I want to party with
nerd.
LaToya.
Well, I mean,
She
all right.
seems very intelligent.
Well, wait, no. I actually, that's great. A great segue into what I want to talk about next. For the most part, Brandon, Marie, and LaToya have been my top favorite because of that reason. I think when we see
Yeah.
LaToya argue with Swift a lot, she puts Swift in his place, and she keeps it real. Now tonight, was the first time where I was kind of like
Didn't kind of agree with her.
girl.
Right.
And I think we all were kind of on the same page.
Yeah.
Or we were kind of balancing back and forth
Yeah.
between
That's
it.
what I said. Exactly
You know,
in there.
Toya's on the phone with Max, and Marie says, "Is this a joke?" She gets mad, and then they try to battle out, you know, who's right, who's wrong. What did you guys think? What was your stance on as far as that?
LaToya definitely was wrong in a certain aspect, but at the same time, how did the dude even get the number? Didn't she say like, how'd you get
She
this
said
house
that
number?
was sneaky, so he must have asked production or something.
No, production would never give out the number. To
Really?
the house? No, hell no.
I
But
feel like Marie gave him the number.
What if you
Or
got it
Laura.
from Swift?
Oh, it's like, yo, call LaToya first.
Hey man, holla at us, man. Nah,
Swift, where she pick up that phone?
yo, man. Hey, I'm put my name on there, but you. We can go to the gym or something, man. Let me stretch you out, man.
He's gonna cry.
We're
if he
gonna get
listens
a
to
phone
this. I
call.
know. We're gonna get a back.
Hey, nah, man.
Nehemiah!
All love, man. It's all love.
No,
One love,
but I
one
mean,
love.
just
baby.
jokes.
I understood both points. I understood where LaToya's like, you know what I mean? Like, you, first of all, you left me there with this man. Like, he didn't do anything to me. But then Marie said, you know what? At the end of the day, if someone came out here to see you, you hung out with him, you realized, you know what? I'm all set with this.
The more important part, she said, you wouldn't know him from a hole in the wall, and that's true. If there's gonna be a fight, it's not even worth it because who is this kid?
Right.
They're never gonna
Right?
see him.
But
They're
why
never
would
gonna
you
talk to him.
Why would you leave her there with him? Why don't you be like, come on, let's go?
That was weird.
I think
so
I think
don't
that
know.
a lot of the actions that she has throughout the show, you know, just kind of
So they coulda got to know each other right
react
there.
better. But what I think that is, if I was on the show and I was in Marie's situation and I hooked up with this girl, and then all of a sudden I was just like telling everyone like, you know, I'm not even really feeling her like that. I don't want to be around her. And then my roommates are calling them,
Yeah.
telling them where we're gonna be at, and I'm saying,
I'd be
look,
like,
I
why
just
are you
told
doing
you,
that? Yeah.
Right.
you know, why are you bringing? It's like,
Totally.
yeah, you don't have to be mean to them,
Right.
you know. But it's like if we've run into them, that's different. But
Yeah.
you're inviting them out, like, hey, meet me by the Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
It's like, come on now, like I just told you how I felt about.
Or
this
at least
person.
not being like, yo, Marie, like, you know, you left me there last night. I didn't think that was cool, but actually, he's actually a cool dude. Is it cool if he comes to the concert?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was
Right.
sneaky. You know, she was on the phone and Marie walked in the room.
I thought they was
Or
going on a
editing.
date from
Yeah.
the way it looked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, all
But I
right.
like that it was like, you know, they hashed it out and then it was done.
Right. Well, basically,
Like,
she
no
just
point.
threw Max
Yeah.
onto Swift, and she went back to Marie. All right. So right now, let's just head into predictions. I was like, all right.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So
This man, Brandon.
Brandon
He's
has
gonna get wild. He's back to drinking.
and has coke in his system apparently.
Really?
Yeah, what was the deal? So they said you have coke in your system, and he's like, well, can it last for 2 months? And Marie's
Well,
like,
he's saying it.
He's like, it must have lasted for 2 months then,
It
because
can.
last time I did. No, it lasts for
Yeah, I don't
3
think-
days.
yeah.
Really?
Unless
Especially
they hair,
coke.
unless they hair test
That's what I'm
him.
saying.
Let me ask Siri.
Right.
If they hair tested him, then it can last for a long time. But
Right.
if they just piss tested
I'm
him,
sure
That we don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a piss test out of
It
everything.
looked like a producer was asking him.
Because even the hair, that is
That
what's it
stays
called?
that stays for a while.
Yeah.
But doesn't
Yeah,
the
it
hair
takes a while.
test take longer than a piss test?
yeah,
As far
It
as
takes like a
the
couple
results.
weeks to come
and
back.
it's more expensive too.
But it's
MTV
you
got
get
money.
history though. Yeah, they could probably get it in like 2 days.
So, but why do they want to do that?
We'll see.
Right.
That's-
And
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, why would they hair test him? Because that could go back a few months ago before he was even on the show. So why do they give a shit?
Right.
You know?
Well, that's why I think it's a piss test. And I
Yeah.
mean,
I'm
there must have
wondering-
been something for them to say, let's, take a look at this.
So it comes up positive. Yeah, he's a dirty liar. I mean, you don't come up positive for coke in your system in a piss test and you didn't do it.
Right.
Maybe he blacked
How did I
out.
get there?
Yeah, he was like, no.
Trying to bite the
And
left side of your ear off.
Marie says you're a liar, just like your brother, then, or something like that.
Right.
Remember?
Because he says something about his brother or whatever.
Yeah.
The other story we get is finally, what we've all been waiting for. Trey finally books Chelsea's arrival.
But she's all preggers, so
This is going to be interesting.
She's
'cause-
pregnant.
well, I don't know. They haven't said it, but
Right. That's what I
No,
thought too.
she was pregnant. I don't know if she
no,
still
they
is
but they
at
never
this point.
specifically said she was pregnant. They beat around the bush. They were like, "How
Alluded.
long have you had
Yeah.
it for?"
Off that episode. That's what I
Yeah.
thought. And he was like, he didn't want to talk about
But
it.
she.
Well, I thought we alluded to an abortion.
Yeah, but she had an abortion. I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we don't know if that's true. I think it's definitely true. She's pregnant.
She was like,
I'm
I've
not
been
sure
out
about the
drinking and
abortion part.
stuff. And he's like, well, did you take care of that thing? And she's like, yeah, don't worry.
Wow.
Yeah,
Sound
so-
just like a dude. Did you handle that?
They gonna handle that.
She
bitch.
goes,
I don't have to come back there in 3
I'm gonna
months.
get-
I called like 4 months later. Hey, did you handle that?
I'm gonna get hate mail for this, but yeah, he's like, abort
5
that
years
shit,
later.
abort it.
Really?
I heard happened about that thing a couple years
I
back.
couldn't say that on national TV.
I mean, he didn't say it like that.
But I guess we're going to find out next week. I'm excited. Make sure you guys check us out on iTunes, Facebook, Twitter at AfterBuzz TV. Make sure you guys rate, subscribe, and comment on iTunes at AfterBuzz TV The Real World. You can follow me on Twitter at DJ Jesse J.
At Roxy Striar.
At Roy Lee 25.
At Nehemiah MTV.
Until next week, same time, same place. Peace.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.